Yo. Welcome back to the show, y'all. We got the dynamic duo is back in full effect, man.
Yes,
it's your main man, Skip's right there, man. And, of course, it's myself, Kenny, man. We're coming at y'all again on another Monday afternoon.
Yes,
on a
bro.
Sunday afternoon. That's right. Monday afternoon after the premiere of the episode on Sunday evening, y'all. You know what it is. You seen the thumbnail. Motherfucking House of the Dragon, y'all. Episode 9, the penultimate episode of Season 1. This has been one of the best series this year, man. I never fucking thought I would say that.
Yeah, bro.
I've enjoyed this more than some Marvel shit. I've enjoyed this more than some Star Wars shit. Never in a million years would I thought that'd be coming out of my mouth, y'all. And we're going to have a whole top 10 TV series ranking at the end of the year. So be tuned for that. But you might be seeing a lot of that House of the Dragon mentions up in there, man. But this was a phenomenal episode, to say the least, man. But, yeah, we're going to get into that moment in the thumbnail, y'all. We're going to get into it. You already know the deal. And last warning, spoiler warning, y'all. If you ain't seen the episode, this is your final warning. Skedaddle, go watch it. Come on back and treat us as your after show. And we're going to get into all those spoilery-filled details, y'all. And I want to say one thing, man. Much love to all you beautiful subscribers. We have been getting so many new supporters and subscribers and fellow members of the community, man. The Fandom Frequency community, we're growing every single day, and it's been amazing, man. So we just want to give a big shout-outs to y'all. Thank you for coming through, supporting the channel, and for sticking around. And if you haven't checked out our recaps, we're doing these every week for these particular series, man. We've been doing them all 9 weeks in a row. And for those of you that have been joining us every single week, thank you very, very much for taking time out of your schedule and your busy life to come hang out with us and talk about some dragons, y'all, and talk about a lot of fuckery going on with bitch-ass Kristen and whatnot. So thank you for joining us for that, man.
God, that guy.
But enough of the house cleaning stuff, man. It's time to get into this. I want your thoughts, man. What'd you think about this episode of the show, man?
This episode, this whole episode is it was great. I loved
every second.
Every second that they had from the moment when Viserys ends up officially passed and what they did the moment he did pass away, there was that they had Sir Otto Hightower had a plan in motion, and he's already going with it already, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And seeing him doing it, have so much trying to really get everything into effect, because the moment when Alicent tells him that oh yeah, before Viserys ends up dying, he said Aegon should be king, and it was at that slip up. That's when Otto Hightower is oh, I got work to do. This is
I'm waiting to hear that shit.
Yeah, and he was all right, this is gonna play in my favor, and we're gonna do it. I'm already handed the king as it is. I'm just gonna be pushing forward and moving forward from there. And I really liked it. I liked the whole setup of how he's trying to get that he's trying to silence everybody who's opposing him pretty much throughout the episode, trying to keep it very tight-lipped and everything so forth.
Yeah, don't open that door until the business is done.
Yeah, and they were everybody within within the castle, stuff like that, they were all already put inside pretty much cells in a sense.
Yeah.
And then they can't really say anything about it, and anybody who was in the opposing of them saying this doesn't seem right or not willing to bend a knee, they were hung, they were just gutted. There was no way for them to really have a say with anything. And then I think the moment when Rhaenys was locked in and she couldn't leave her own room, that's how she even thought okay, this is a bad scenario that I'm in. This is kind of, and you kind of see she sees the whole point of view of what Otto's doing and what Alicent is also doing, and then her not really having to say so because she's she can't do shit. She's not. Yep. She's not back at home. She's not able to have any of her
Dragonstone, girl.
Yeah, she's completely on her own. She has to find a way to escape. And I love that whole factor as well. And then when Alicent as well, having her own agenda, besides having Otto Hightower's agenda, having Sir Criston and Aemond going out to the city to find Aegon, that's a whole other thing. I'm all right, that's pretty cool. You kind of they go out in the city.
Where's my bro?
Yeah, looking how kind of in that that scavenger hunt to look for his bro and trying to bring him back to the castle so he could be officially named as king. But that's where we kind of see that little glimpses with Aemond's kind of cooking. Yeah, like you see, kind of see like him. He's like, well, I got like the biggest fucking dragon there is. I am like pretty much. I won't run away if I'm being called to like to answer certain things. He's already like seems like already from what we've seen in the previous episode. We talked a little bit about the camera since I wasn't really on the previous one. Like him, like already
Right.
being a skilled fighter and everything so forth.
Yeah,
he
him and
already has
Kristen doing
that.
the sparring. Yeah,
Yeah, then like they're doing all that. I'm like, okay, so this guy, he's starting to develop his own like set of plans as well for him to be king. Because it is kind of true. If like Aegon is not, if he's gonna be king, then he's and something happens to him, he's gonna be the
next up,
next
baby.
one in line. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's when a lot of you see that kind of playing in the back, playing in the mix as well, and you kind of see throughout the time like that's what a lot of people have been saying, like the book readers and stuff like that have been saying that
Right.
the Civil War is starting to form. You're starting to see that throughout the show. You start like hearing talks to kind of like, should we really bend the knee, or should we? This doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem tradition. Other people are willing to do it, and then that's when the kind of like that confliction happens throughout like everywhere across like pretty much the kingdom. So that's when it's going to be interesting to see like everything moving forward. Right now, I'm having like a blast of this, like for sure. I think episode 8 and then this episode like really is building up for the season finale and season 2. I'm actually pretty pumped to see season 2. It's like a big, shocking surprise for
Dude,
sure.
man, like sooner rather than later. I'm like, I don't want you to rush, but at the same time, I don't want to wait more than a year, dude. This shit is fucking good, man. Because
It's
I'm right there with you, bro.
phenomenal.
This episode's fucking great. And just that 1-2 punch, episode 8 hit you with that cross, bro. You thought he was gonna hit you, bam, man. Hit you with
Yeah.
episode 9, bro. I was like, damn. From the jump, man, you get the solemn moment with Viserys. He's gone, and Alicent, reflecting on that. But Otto Hightower ain't mixing no, ain't wasting no time. Oh yeah, I think he said he wanted Aegon to be king. Oh what? Yep. Okay.
Yep,
You wanna get in the
he's
room?
like-
All right, you get over there. You go find this. All right.
Yeah.
Nobody leaves until we figure this shit out. And then freaking, we'll get into all the deeper plot details. But dude's like, hey, what the fuck? Viserys wouldn't do that. And Kristen said, shut your ass up.
his
I'm gonna kill you real
longest
quick.
friend. Yeah, and oh my god, when that happened,
Petty
I got
bitch Kristen, bro.
I-
Petty
I-
bitch Kristen.
At first, I felt I felt remorse for Kristen, but the moment it started going extremely downhill, it was like within the training grounds with the
Yeah,
with the Strong Boys.
4, I believe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was episode 4. I had to like double
Yeah,
check.
3 or 4 for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, like the moment he started doing that, I'm like, all right, dude, you're kind of acting like a bitch, and then you're really
And it
acting
just
like
gets
a
worse and worse.
yeah.
And worse.
I'm
Every
like,
episode.
dude, you're just like a you're just
Fucking
a lap
Alicent
dog.
even be like, bro, I don't want you to do that. Hello. I didn't tell you
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, she was like even Allison at that point, she was already like, I don't think because like they were already having talks of like it's either Rhaenyra joins us or we just kill her, and then like
Yeah.
that's the thing, and then that's when Allison's like, well, Viserys
Hey.
is not in. He loves his her daughter and stuff
He
like
would not
his daughter.
murder her to get her off the throne. He might tell her to get the fuck off the throne, but he ain't gonna murder her.
Yeah,
He
like
wouldn't
that's
want me to do that either.
yeah, and that's like a huge thing that's been Otto's Hightower is like that's his agenda. Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's no at that point it's like you said there's like nobody who would like rise to power or rise to question
No one
who's
can
going to be
oppose
king.
us, man.
Yeah, no
Get rid of
opposing
their ass.
whatsoever. And then that's when a lot of that civil war ends up happening. That's where I'm like, okay, so
Just perfect
gonna be
setup with
interesting.
this series, man. Every fucking character gets development. Everyone has a role. Everything moves along at this perfect pace. And all the ground that they cover in this episode is phenomenal, man. Now
Mm-hmm.
we have set the stage for this civil war to begin and fully take place. And I know
Right.
some people were kind of concerned with these time jumps. I think the time jumps have been brilliant. And I love how this is the first episode. No time jump. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
now
much,
we're where
right?
we needed to be at. I guess in the timeline for where we need to be for now. So I love that. How maybe it's been maybe days, maybe months, but it hasn't been years or anything because
Yeah.
Allison drops the 6 years line to Rhaenys later when they have that conversation when she's locked in the room. So we know it's still been only 6 years. So it's probably been 6 years and some change. So I like how they're not jumping forward as much now because we now set the stage for where the characters needed to be in order for this conflict to take place. And I love that it's taken like 15, 20 years to actually get to where everyone's like, fuck this bitch, kill her off, fuck that, I'm the king, and all this other stuff going down. And I love the
Right.
whole search for Aegon. That was so interesting to me because it's like, oh shit, is he dead? Oh shit, did he get
That's another
kidnapped?
que-
Oh
yeah.
shit, what's going on? and they go to the brothel, whatever, and they're like, nope, he ain't here. He likes coming through, but he ain't been here in a while. When he ain't
Right.
raping people, he likes to come pay for it, I guess. And
Oh
then,
my gosh.
yeah, this guy is the worst. Fuck Aegon, straight up. Hashtag fuck Aegon, hashtag petty bitch Kristen for show. And
Yeah, dude.
yeah, so all that's going on, bro. But I just love the reintroduction of Aemon and him getting to take a little more center stage in the story and really getting a sense of his character and where he's at with his brother and the disdain that he has for his brother. Just that whole side eye thing I was telling you about when they're doing the whole crowning ceremony. He's like, motherfucker, fuck you. You know, you guys
Right,
all passionate. I
right.
hate this guy. So
Yeah,
you know something's gonna go down with these two, if not at the end of this season or something like that, to where he usurps the throne from under homie, or you know, maybe the bastard's gonna kill him off. You know what I'm saying? They might finally get a
Right.
little juice, get that Super Saiyan transformation, and really step up to the plate. But and that was another thing I actually dug with this episode. They even like made the focus even smaller. We didn't meet up with Luke, Jace, Rhaenyra barely in the entire episode. You only saw Rhaenyra once, maybe twice in the whole thing. You didn't really see Daemon at all. So I like how they kind of like narrowed the scope for this episode, so then everything next week we're gonna be hitting all the corners of King's Landing and
Oh,
everywhere
yeah,
else.
dude.
And everyone's coming into play, as we see from the preview. We'll be getting into on the tail end of this of the episode here, but phenomenal episode, man. I don't have a single complaint with this, man. Like, I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
only real complaint I've had with this whole fucking season, I thought episode 2 was a little bit on the boring side. But
Was it a little
other than that,
lackluster? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was. I know exactly what they're doing now in retrospect. I just thought it was
Mm-hmm.
they were being a little more one note with the way they were setting things up for episode 3 and beyond. But I think from
Oh,
there
okay.
they found a perfect balance between that intrigue, the drama, the violence, and the romance and the betrayal and everything. I feel like it's just moving at this really perfect pace now, and has been pretty much every other episode, dude. So it's just phenomenal stuff, man. I really, really love it. But yeah,
Yeah.
starting to get into some of the plot points there. Like we kind of covered sort of the beginning there, where everyone's arguing and dude's like, yo, my homie Viserys, I've known this guy. I'm like 75 and I've known this dude longer than anyone that's fucking in this room. He wouldn't want this. He wanted Rhaenyra on the throne. Y'all tripping. Y'all were probably poisoning his medicine. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you. I'm
Yeah,
out of here.
and
And
that
then
sense-
freaking petty bitch Kristen said, shut your ass up.
And
I was
that's when he hits his head against that weird little like table,
wooden
like
table, and that's real wood, son.
yeah, and it was like that little like round like little marble thing that they had
Yeah.
right there.
He
That
cracked his
definitely would,
skull, man.
yeah, that would definitely kill. And it's funny because I'm trying to remember that character's name. What's it?
I think I had it written down here. Beesbury. Sir Beesbury. Yeah.
Oh, I
Funny
see it
name.
here. Yeah, Beesbury. Like, yeah, because he was like he knew Viserys for the longest time.
Yep. And he spoke up a couple other times, like when they had those council meetings. Like I think can't remember the exact episodes, but there was a couple other episodes where he did speak up and be like, I don't know about that, you know.
Right, and then like that's why like they had like that's probably like the reason why like, they didn't really care if he died because he would have been like the one that would oppose him every step of the way
Shit,
because
he
like
hit the fan way
Yeah.
quicker.
it's like yeah, it's like you mentioned it's like he knew Viserys the longest, right? And he already
Yep.
knows like how Viserys would kind of think when it comes to like dealing with certain scenarios, like passing up the power to who's going to be king next. He questioned that, and he starts making the accusations like, "You guys been like feeding him all this medication. He's not really coherently there, and he's really just trying to like he's kind of like living in like the body while." Being medicated, not really having his full train of thought, being
I'm trying to turn him into a vegetable, you know.
yeah, like just being at that point, and then he's seeing that, and then like that's when like he's like really would be willing to really kind of let's like let everything be like out of the bag, really kind of like divide
Expose him.
everything. Yeah, divide like Otto Hightower, divide like kind of expose him for what he's starting to see throughout like the whole function of the whole thing, and kind of Ellison as well. I think he kind of knows like Otto Hightower is like the main person behind everything,
Yeah,
and then
for
that's why like he's like always having an eye on him as well as Damien. But I feel like for him, getting rid of him is like kind of like that
Yeah, that's
that
the last
factor.
like
That last
I think the
straw,
last
I
stand to
guess.
keep any like civilized manner in the kingdom. King's Landing, bro. Shit's gonna be crazy from the rest on, man. Like there's no way things are gonna be chilling anymore. The peace period is over.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that too, because like on top of that, well, what was his name? He was like he's pretty much like the leader of the Kingsguard. It was like
I forgot his actual
Harold.
name.
It was it like
I
Harold?
think it's Sir Harold.
Sir Harold. Yeah,
I
like
think
even
it's Sir Harold. Yeah. 'Cause he
even
was like, "Yo,
him.
Kristen, you better back your ass off, bro."
Yeah, like he pulled up the sword, and I'm like, all right, dude, body him, body him. You're living in a trade where like a lot of young men die, and you could body this guy no problem.
I'm
And
surprised he didn't know, because Allison's like, "Hey, put your fucking weapons down."
yeah, and then like he became my favorite character because like at that point he was like, this is like he's pretty much all out of whack. This is like not right. There's till this is further like properly, I guess, handled in a way that this person is going to be king in a rightful traditional fashion, then I'm going to leave the Kingsguard. And he
Yeah, I
takes
was
off
like,
the cloak. He was just done. And then Sir Chris's bitch ass is like, oh, well, I guess I'm the next one in line. He got that glance, and he kind of became that I guess the captain of the Kingsguard. And I'm just like, dude, like
you shouldn't have left, bro.
yeah, but he left.
I understand.
before
I'm
it was
like,
getting
damn,
good.
you just let this petty bitch in charge now. So now shit's really gonna get crazy. Because he gonna
Yeah.
tell the Kingsguard, kill the bastards. Kill 'em."
Yeah, and then like that's
Guarantee
when
you.
I wonder if he's gonna be going over to the Team Black and then be helping out Rhaenyra and then Damian and stuff like that.
I think so. I think
it
for
comes
sure.
to the Civil War because like
sure.
he himself is like already like seeing how fragile and how schemish like their whole behind the scene is with Allison and Otto Hightower.
Yeah, with the Hightowers, man.
Yeah,
They're
and
just schemers.
that's why I was just like, okay, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with that character. But
real, man,
My
but-
God, dude, within that room, that scene with the room, they were like just trying to
So
find
good.
a ways to do it.
Dude's like, man, I'm getting the fuck about here. Sit
Yeah.
your ass down until we finish your business.
Freaking punctures like this temple it looks like or some shit.
Yeah, I was like,
dies
damn,
around
dude.
the table.
Black dude trying to leave. He's like, fucking sit your ass down, man. We
Yeah,
ain't
it's
going
like,
nowhere.
there's no way you're gonna be going anywhere, bro.
Yep.
But
And
yeah.
then Allison and Otto are like, all right, we got to go find, we got to go actually find this kid. He ain't in his rooms. Where the fuck is he at? They go talk to the sister, which I'm forgetting her name, but they go talk to
Right.
the damn sister, and she's like, I don't fucking know where he's at. I don't give a shit either. And then she's like, fuck, it's important. We need to know.
And you know what's
then
funny,
Eamon's
too?
like, oh yeah, what's up?
No, I was gonna say like the sister, leading up to like what we seen at the end of this episode, she's kind of like saying what was gonna end up happening, saying like what was it, like the monster or like the dragon was underneath the boards or something like that.
Oh, right.
That's ended up happening later
shit.
on.
Foreshadowing, man. I
Yeah,
like it.
and it's funny too because like she's saying stuff and like the family's ignoring her, and I'm just like, dude, you guys gotta have to look. You guys gotta listen
She's
to her
like
more
the ignored
often.
sibling. Yeah, she's the one that's
Yeah.
like just in the background, bro, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, if you guys would have listened, maybe you guys all that could have been avoided or whatever. But they
Nobody
don't
listens.
yeah, they don't care for her, which I feel bad. We should start remembering her name, but she's always in the background though, like not
Yeah,
really.
I think that was done on purpose though, and I think moving forward you might see that start to change, especially like season 2 and stuff like that. I think you're gonna
Right.
start to see her probably have to like make a claim and make a stand and pick a side. So I think you
Right.
are gonna see more of that character, and she is the youngest, so it kind of
Right,
makes
right.
sense since they're doing all this kind of adult kind of stuff. But I think you are going to see more of her for sure, man. But
Yes.
And then Otto, he goes and tells Sir Eric. It's funny the way they spell it too. But he goes to tell Sir Eric, hey, yo, we need you to get in disguise, and you need to go find the prince, man. Go find his ass immediately, and go take your brother, and don't say shit to nobody, and keep it discreet.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, okay, sir. All right, got you. And then Aemon and Kristen are also, or actually Kristen and Allison are going to talk to the daughter, of course. And she don't know what the fuck's going on, the sisters. So they're like, all right, well, I'm going to go look for him. I'll be back. And then Aemon's like, hold on. I know him better than all of you. I bet
Right.
you I'll be able to find where he's at. And I want to see his bitch ass face and see what the hell's going on here. So they team up and they're going to go look for him as well. And I was like, oh, man, I like this. I like the Aemon's getting more involved here. It's good
Yeah,
stuff, man. And
he's
then
finally going through, bro.
yeah, man. And then as we keep going on there, let me see here, make sure I don't lose my place. Oh yeah.
Didn't,
so Aemon and Kristen, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say no. What were we gonna say? Because I was gonna say like
I
mention
think
like the
from
plot.
there, I think it's like Aemon and Kristen. They end up going to the brothel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then like Eamon's been there already with
Yeah, you went
With
before. She's
Aegon.
like, you've grown.
Yeah, you grown up. She's all like checking him out, and he was like, and he gives out that little He's like, He's like, you know, like you're beneath me now. Like, you know, I don't want any part of you. This is like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
one time thing that I did. And
Damn,
that's
brother
what,
dragged me along, man.
yeah, like he didn't want to be there, obviously.
Yeah, he's
That
all
seems
like,
so
what
out
did he
of
say? His
character.
brother used to say, like, make him wet or keep him wet or something. I was
He's
like, oh, I
some
know where this is
shit.
going. I was like, nice. I like how even they talk about girls getting wet. So, okay.
That's
Universal
why
language, right?
That's why I was like, okay, that's an interesting thing. But it wasn't beforehand, like, didn't Otto
That's what I said.
Hightower and Allison kind of have a conversation?
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, see, I
That
knew I missed something.
kind of like, I think it was at the point where, like, because at this point, Allison already talked with what's her face, Rainey's already, and then Rainey's kind of starts saying, like, oh, why is it that you want like someone like to
Someone
be
else's
king?
approval and shit
Yeah.
like that. Why don't you never imagine yourself on the Iron Throne?
Yeah, and then that's when she kind of sprinkled some of that little I guess what would we call it? I guess like kind of like
Just kind of stirring the pot a little bit.
Stirring the
Like,
pot,
all
I
right, Let me
guess,
see
yeah.
if I can put some doubt in her mind here and
Yeah,
put a splinter in between their group. And maybe if
Yeah.
I could fuck up their group, then I can go get with Rhaenyra and everyone else, and then we could take these motherfuckers out. Because if they don't stand strong together and the house is already divided, you divide it another time over, we could just wipe these fuckers out.
Yeah, and that's when like Sir Otto and then also with Alice, they kind of have their own little talks and everything so forth about like what's been going on throughout the
whole
last
series,
decade.
really.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much like their whole series.
And
Yeah,
she's
we
like,
see
man,
some
I'm
of
only
that.
doing what you want me to do. And I've just, anything you wished upon me, I just went along with the program. But
Yeah.
you're going to listen to me now, motherfucker, because I'm your queen. So here's what we're doing. We're going to get
Right.
the sword, dragon, Blackstone, something. We're going to get him, Aegon the Conqueror's sword. We're going to make him king tomorrow at dawn. So fucking get your alarm clock ready. And you're going to listen to what the fuck I'm saying. Nobody touches Rhaenyra. And if anyone does anything, I'm going to have your head. And
Yeah.
And then he's all, man, you look so much like your mother in certain lights. And she's like, shut the fuck up. And then she walks away. And
That's
he's all,
right.
as you wish.
As you
And I'm
wish.
like,
He
hell
just
yeah.
leaves it
She's
like
laying
that.
the law down, baby. I
Yeah.
am the law. I am the law.
Yeah. That's why it was just like, man, and they're like, I think even sprinkled in going back and forth, there you seen like little glimpses of people like who are like either with like the plan with Otto or going against it, and then that's when,
He's like, hey, are you gonna bend that knee, motherfucker?
yeah, and then they
No.
had like everybody like pretty much there, like some of them,
All the
majority of them
different houses.
did, yeah, like there was like some of them who did, and there's some of them who didn't,
Yeah,
and
the
there
lady
was like
and that one guy. He's like, I'm not an oath breaker, man.
yeah, he's like, I'm not willing to do that. I forgot his name, but there was that other person who was like, he was standing up, but the
Yeah.
moment he got taken away, he fucking bitched
that
out,
shit, homie.
and he was like,
Fuck
yeah,
that.
fuck that crap, bro. It's like I'm not gonna be like, what should we call it? I'm not gonna be put in the cell or killed or something like
and my
that.
man, dude, props to him, bro. He was on his horse like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here, bro.
Oh,
Open
yeah.
the gate. Hurry the fuck up. Open the gate, man.
Yeah, then like he's
Open
all
the
looking
gate.
around, and then
And
you
then
see,
Hightower's like, mm-mm.
It's
I
like,
see
you're not-
you, motherfucker. Where you running off to? And he's
Yeah.
like, fuck, in his head, he's probably like, God damn it.
he's
Almost got
done.
away.
The moment he didn't say anything about why he was leaving, and he kind of hesitated, I was like, all
you're
right,
fucked, bro.
he's dead. Like, there's no way this guy's gonna be
Oh,
leaving
yeah.
this.
He was hanging out later. He was
Yeah,
hanging out, for
yeah.
sure.
That's why I
Oh,
was like,
man.
oh my god,
And
dude.
as the search continues throughout the city, man, Aemond and them, they're going around trying to find him. Sir Eric and them go to this really fucked up underground fight club, essentially. And
Yeah.
you got kids over here freaking fucking each other up and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
and it's
and
so screwed up too because like the kids, they filed their nails to be
fingernails
like
and their teeth.
like yeah, and their teeth to be like pretty much like daggerish type things to give them an advantage to fight in the pit. And
I felt
that's
like
why I was
vampires fighting or like werewolves or something. You know what I mean? Like the way, like the way they were going about it was like, ugh, this is scary. I
Yeah,
don't like this,
dude.
man. And then even Eric and them, he's like, fuck, dude, the fuck? And Eric's like, yeah, bruh, the prince likes to watch this shit. Homie got issues.
And
So-
he's also saying they definitely don't want this guy to be king because
yeah,
this
he's
guy
like,
is
this motherfucker
so,
really can't take the throne. I got to follow orders, but I don't know why the fuck they want him up there.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then you got this pretty commoner girl come up, and she's like, hey, I know where he's at. I can tell him. I can tell
That's-
you for a price.
That's
A
right.
little cheddar cheese, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, really? For reals? For show? All right. I'm gonna send the king's hand, but you ain't getting no price until he gets over here. All right?
Yeah, but
And I was
even
like,
before
ooh.
before leaving that underground fight, you see like one of like the I guess one of the kids that was Aegon's son, I guess. Like he was.
Yeah,
like,
that was Aegon's kid, right?
Yeah, it looks like it was
The
Aegon's
one he
kid.
had with the servant girl or whatever.
So yeah, I think so. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, 'cause I
but
don't think they aborted the kid. I think she just gave birth and
this gave birth
orphaned
and
him.
this. Yeah, and the kid was older, so it was like probably a couple years back. And they just imagine like you have those like little children like kind of spread around because like
Yeah,
you can
and I
tell
can come
it's
back around later too.
Yeah,
like if he
to fight
finds
him.
out like what the king, that was what? Fuck them! I'm getting all these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm
and
burning the fucking Iron Throne down.
Yeah, and that causes like it gives you like a little speck of the character. Like he's just pretty much like, impregnating like majority of the women he comes across to and just like, plants the seed, and then like they have like a bunch of children running around like in the common grounds and stuff like that within the city.
Yep.
So I was like, God,
man.
dang it, man.
And as you mentioned before, man, Allison's talking to Rhaenys and everything, and she's like, "Why the fuck am I locked up in here, man?" And she's like, "Hey, hold on, we don't want to start any wars and shit, and we gotta make sure Aegon gets on the throne. This is what your brother wanted, so this is what we're doing." And then she's like, "Man, fuck all these motherfuckers, man. Do something for yourself. You get on the Iron Throne. Why are you doing all this shit for all these men over here?" And then
Right.
and then Allison kind of thinking about it. But I think Allison is a little too squeamish to make that much of a radical move to try to get the throne. You know what I mean? I don't think she quite
Yeah.
has it in her. I think something really fucked up would have to happen to really get her there. And that's why Allison, for me, is becoming one of my favorite characters of the series because although she's had her petty moments, she's like she says to her dad, murder is not weakness, motherfucker. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are we all noble and shit, but we don't even do the right thing? It's like, I'm not doing that. You know, there's
Yeah.
a reason why Viserys did have something right here of keeping things together here. He may have been a little bit of a bitch sometimes, but he had it right of keeping the kingdom peaceful and on the same page. That's why they've been so, they thrive so much and they're at the top of the food chain in the kingdoms, man, because of that. So I like how like Allison's really starting to see where Viserys was coming from and being able to process that. And I think that kind of really makes sense, them getting together now. I'm like, oh yeah, like that, it's weird, but you know, I like the synergy of them as people and how that comes together and the way she's carrying that forward. So I like the way that they're really developing her. And now you're like, damn, like I'm kind of on the black side, but or the black, I'm almost on Team Black over here, but I kind of feel for Alicent, man, and I kind of like how she's the only one that's like not trying to kill off everybody. So it's kind of hard to pick a side right now because the so-called leader of it, if it's not going to be Hightower, isn't necessarily that evil or isn't necessarily trying to fuck people over. And she does
Yeah.
not want to kill Rhaenyra. Sorry,
Rhaenyra, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting names mixed up. But yeah, she doesn't want to kill Rhaenyra, and we'll even see that coming ahead in a little bit here. But
I feel like
after that,
I feel like Allison, I hear like a lot of the times too, like with some speculation with like the books and stuff like that from the comics here and there. I heard like Allison was like, she kind of did Viserys dirty when he was like pretty much sick. Like she pretty much did not attend to him and stuff like that at all. Like bathing him.
so they switched that up a little bit here.
It's like it's probably something like they didn't really show. It's probably like they were trying to implicate probably like with how he was in the last episode. Like he
Right.
was kind of like all like kind of rotting away. Kind of looked all like I guess dirty in a sense because I felt like people are saying like Allison's like kind of more of she's kind of like more cold-hearted, I guess, to Viserys because she wants to like kind of like gain that control, whatever it may be within the book, and try to like help secure, I guess, like her father kind of like be able to like I guess do their plans in a sense. So I feel like there
They
is
might
some
be making a departure here. It kind of feels like.
yeah, or like they're probably like not really like not really like
Or they don't want to
showing.
show their hand yet. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe it's something within the like. And then, well, we'll probably see it like a little bit more within like the next season. But I feel like
'cause
within
we saw
like
it earlier in that kind of midway in the season. You did kind of see a shade of that. For
yeah,
sure.
I feel
She
like
was hating on Rhaenyra at first. Oh, you just gave birth? Get your ass up here. You know?
yeah. I think it's more of not really like showing too much of it. Probably like a little bit of glances like here and there of like maybe in episode 8 if we didn't pick up on it or something like that. Like maybe like like when we seen Viserys, maybe like that was like the point. Like we kind of looked all banged up. That was probably like what they were like kind of like
They're
showing
implying
like
it, but they're not trying to like beat you over the head with it, which is good. I like subtlety in storytelling.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff.
Yeah, so like that's why Allison, I'm kind of like after hearing that, I'm kind of keeping my eye on her. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
so maybe,
for sure. Like I don't fully like anybody 100%. So Rhaenys might be the only one because I'm like she hasn't fucked anyone over and or anything. So I'm like I kind of like her, and then I like the kids. the bastard kids, I guess you say. I like
Yeah.
them because they didn't do anything to hurt anybody either. Aemon is just really interesting. Damon as well, but they both kind of do fucked up things. And Aegon and Kristen, they can eat a dick. But
Yeah.
Otto Hightower too. You can eat a high ass dick, bro. But
Yeah, dude.
man. And then Hightower goes to meet with the White Worm lady who apparently has the whereabouts of Aegon. And I liked that scene a lot, dude, because I like how she's like, you motherfuckers, like, you've been overlooking all these fucking kids getting subjugated to abuse and much worse shit, and you motherfuckers are getting bribes and overlooking it. So, if you want your little fucking bitch boy back, you're gonna have to fucking fix this shit and get these kids out of that goddamn club. And I liked that shit because I was wondering, like, what is she holding over them and why does she want the money? I mean, like, everyone just wants money around here. I like that she had a higher, like, more moral reason for it. If she's gonna get some money out of it too. I was like,
for
fuck
sure.
yeah.
For sure.
You're living my whole philosophy when it comes to making money right there. I'm like, hell yes. That's good stuff right there. And then I like how they addressed all that and everything like that. And Hightower's like, I'll look into it. And he ain't gonna give a fuck, as we know.
He won't give a shit. No.
But then they finally give him the whereabouts where Aegon's at. And Aegon's like, oh, fuck, man. How'd you find me? I don't want to go back, dude. I'm not even fit to rule. And Aemon's like, you ain't lying, bro, but you got to come anyway.
Right.
He's like, you're completely right. You shouldn't be, but I got to take your ass back.
But before then, like, he would, what's his call it? Aegon was, like, put underneath.
He was, like underneath something.
Yeah, like,
what was he in?
He was underneath, I think it was was it, like, a statue figure? I'm
trying
to
like
remember.
that.
Yeah, like, he was, like, put underneath there. And that's when he was kind of like kept, and then that's when the twins like kind of pretty much found him. They're like, okay, let's grab him.
Like,
that's
get
when
his ass out of there.
Yeah, and then that's when like officially that's when Sir Kristen and then Aemon was already there, and he was like already like, all right,
making his way out, and they're like, come here, motherfucker.
Yeah, they were trying to
everywhere.
And it's funny too because one like Sir Kristen and one of the twins were fighting each other while the other twin was kind of like, yeah, that was cool. I wanted Sir Kristen to get bodied.
That's
a
very big detail, bro. I'm glad you highlighted that because I was going to get into that too. That other twin didn't do shit. And isn't that the same guy that helped Rhaenys get out of the room?
I don't know.
Because it was hard to see his face, and I think they did that on purpose. But that's kind of what I was thinking.
I think it was one of...
That's just my theory right now.
There was like... I don't know if one of the Kingsguard...
And it could have been our dude. Could have been Lord Commander.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too.
Didn't sound like him though.
Yeah, I think it was a different person. I think it was.
Could be somebody else. Could be someone from Dragonstone or something.
Yeah, or like it was like, wasn't there like one of the Kingsguard that kind of like didn't like how like everything was going on besides what's his face?
Besides the Lord Commander, Sir.
Yeah,
Harold.
before Sir Harold. Yeah, before like.
I don't remember. I don't recall anyone right now.
Right, that's something I want to double check because I feel like it was like a different person who kind of.
I feel like that too, but it just I noticed that the other twin wasn't doing anything, so I'm like, all right, that seems important. I just walked away, so I'm like, okay, something's up with you.
Yeah, like unless there's like some plan with like.
I think he's gonna be
Team
Black, man. I think he's gonna be Team Black for sure.
I think the twins might be going to Team Black. I feel like that's what it kind of seems like right now because they're not agreeing with what they're being told.
They're just following the orders, but they're not really like gung ho about what's going on. Like Kristen and Aemon just wants to get him back so that way, you know, he can keep staying good standing and everything like that. Kristen's just a little bitch that'll do anything that the fucking Iron Throne people tell him to do because he's a little punk bitch. So
he's a little lab dog. He's a
yeah,
rat.
Exactly, bro.
He's a little freaking
bitch.
like a dude. And I
like
when he got
in high school, hey yo bitch.
Yeah, dude. Like when he got kicked down the freaking stairs, I was like, oh hell yeah, dude, get him, get body,
get him, Eric.
Yeah. Then like that's when he actually got to like disarm the freaking one of was it Eric, one of the twins?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like one of the twins. That's when he disarmed him. And I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, okay, I guess. And I thought Sir Kristen was gonna kill him, but I
thought so too, but he didn't. So I was like, okay, maybe you're not 100% as bad as I thought, but you're still a bitch. I don't like it. But yeah, man. And then what was up with that weird scene with Alicent and Larys, man? What was up with that? Was dude diddling himself? What's going on?
Yeah, straight up. Like he had the foot fetish. That's why like he's I guess in that was the OnlyFans.
You been hanging out with Tarantino, huh?
Yeah, something. And that was like I guess back in the day, OnlyFans. Instead of money, you get information. So that's what ended up happening. So that's when
got an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
10 shillings.
Pretty much. He's like, all right, you give me information that I need, and I'll just show you.
You know what's up, man. No.
Yeah, and then like that's when like she took out like she was wearing like stockings at one point.
She didn't even look at it. I was like, ugh, this is motherfucking weird, bro.
Yeah, and then that's when he officially started like beating off at like by the end of like the negotiation, and then that's when
Hey,
she like pretty much
you
just
know
put
what?
it there.
But I don't have a problem with you, Laris. At least you're not in the window like some people. Aegon,
Yeah, I think for
get out of
Allison's,
the window. You're gonna be dropping loads of people's heads and shit. You're gonna be like,
yeah, it's like what the fuck is that,
what
dude?
the hell?
And then it reminds me of like Homelander, like that little scene with
For
like
real, dude. That was some straight up Homelander shit. I'm like, at least nobody can fuck with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I get you're the royal blood, but come on, dude.
It's like get your head in the game.
I just saw the king 2 weeks ago jerking off in the window.
It's like you
3
question the
years ago, he was
sanity.
jerking off.
That's why like throughout like I think with Allison like there could easily been like worse negotiations. If it's only showing feet to get vital information, that's easy. I mean, what the fuck? That's an easy way for her to win the leverage as well.
Oh my goddamn, Laris, come on, man. Go
I
to
think
the
that-
brothel, dude.
That's what caught me off
Jesus.
guard too. I was like, yo, what the fuck is he doing? And that's when
What's
like
going on here?
yeah, and then like right when Allison like started taking off her shoes and like
Yeah, I
put
was
her
like,
feet on the thing, I'm like, okay, so
okay,
this guy
hey.
has a fucking foot fetish. I mean, it
Apparently
makes sense.
so. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just making sure I ain't perverted over here. I'm just checking.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so this guy, I mean, it makes sense. This guy has a fucking foot problem. They call him clubfoot or something like that, right? And he ends up having
Look at
like
those working feet. Oh,
yeah. That's what I'm like, okay, so I'm like,
no buttons.
all right.
Oh.
I'm like, you do your thing. I mean, I guess I'm like, if that's what you want for like, I guess for a pay like a
I was like
constant.
Beavis and Butthead. I want you to know. Look at some feet. Nah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm like, okay, dude, that's you do your thing. If it works for Allison's favor, I guess, then all
Hey, they
for
ain't
it.
raping up in this one as much, but they jerking off all the time.
Yeah, and I'm just
Hey,
like,
women don't masturbate in this world. What's going on here?
That's why it's just it was like definitely one of the things that I did not expect from this episode.
No.
I was like solely thought it was gonna be like I thought like for the longest time like Laris was wanting to be with Allison.
Yeah,
I thought
like-
it was gonna be something like that.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was thinking. Like, okay, they about to bang or something, but then she just takes off her thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm like, okay, so it's one of those type of relationships. It's like they kind of like one is helping the other, and I guess in that way. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I'm
I
like,
kind of thought that was gonna happen with Christian before him, but hey,
I
good,
thought
good stuff, writers. Good stuff.
I
There's
guess
there's some
that's that.
sexual tension there, though.
yeah.
She was like, you know, I know your feelings for me, but you know, you gotta follow my orders and shit. She's all
Yeah.
in his face and shit. I'm like, you know what you're doing. I'm like, you know what you're doing, Allison.
Yeah, and they're the perfect couple. I guess that's because
Hey,
a lot of people don't like Allison at all. They're like, dude, fuck her. You know,
I
she's
wouldn't
just
go. I was there in the midway season, but I wouldn't go there now.
yeah,
I haven't forgiven her 100%, but she's the only one not trying to murder someone, so I have to at least be cool with her for the moment.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm like, she's the only one other than Rhaenyra and them because they're the ones getting murdered.
yeah. Like I would say, like this episode for sure, kind of like probably lightened up like without the hatred towards
Yeah.
Allison. For like, I would say like even the episode before
In the end of last episode, kind of her being like, you know what, I am gonna put the past behind me. You know what, Rhaenyra, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, cool. You took the high road. So I was like, there is good in her. That's the thing I like with the character. Maybe she's not wholly good, but she's not wholly bad. And to me, I like characters like that. That you know,
Yeah.
you got your high towers and you got your Daemons and Alicents, where you don't know where they're at. You know, you don't know where Daemon's gonna go, but you know he'll kill a motherfucker in a second, and you know she's not gonna kill anybody, but if maybe you can get that dark side of her, maybe she can get there. So I like how you have this push and pull in between both characters. But I would definitely say Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, funny enough, are probably my two favorite characters right now. And Daemon.
Yeah, I would say that for I don't know. It's like a mixture of everybody. It's I think for
Yeah, it's
me,
like you like people in certain ways and other ways. I like all the characters are interesting though. I don't hate anyone like that. Like this character's whack and shouldn't be in the show or something like that. It's like I
Right.
don't like them because they're doing fucked up things, but I'm super invested in like what's going on with them. And I think that's very rare to do in a series. I think some of the only other series I felt like that about is probably The Boys and Stranger
Right.
Things. You know what I mean? Where
Right.
I don't dislike really anybody and I'm like rooting for you, but sometimes I can't and all this thing. So I just like that complicatedness of it. And
the
yeah.
only thing I do wish though, because like I just want Jace and Lucas kind of have that more development there, so we kind of
Yeah.
because it kind of feels like for them they're kind of
in the latter half, they've been kind of just background players. They're
I
gonna,
hear-
they're gonna get some screen time in the next one for sure, though. You know
Yes,
that.
I hear like there's something that's gonna go on. I think with one of those two. I hear
one
there's
of the brothers.
yeah, I heard something like that. If I remember correctly, I
Man.
heard something like something happens in the next
From the
episode.
books?
Like Yeah, like from one of the book, what the book reader said, like something happens in the storm. I didn't want to read too much of it because we
Yeah,
did
'cause
see
you
the
don't wanna spoil
storm.
yourself.
Yeah, because like that's the thing. Like I don't mind this, like not like following, like reading the books, because something like this, like if I don't know what's gonna be placed out ahead of me, like it's the
It's
anticipation
more
and like
fulfilling when it's done well and they really deliver on it. It's more fulfilling when you don't know. That's why I did with Harry Potter too. I read the first few and then I'm like, okay, I want to watch and see what the movies are doing, and just be
yeah,
surprised when they come out every couple years. So I'm with you
yeah.
on that one. I don't always like reading books beforehand. Like a lot of Stephen King, never read those. Except for Salem's Lot. Like I like to go into the film and just take the film on its own standard, and then read the book later, and then kind of be able to compare those things. But I think I am gonna actually probably read this book down the line. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think because like I know the books is like they for sure like, and I'm pretty sure in like in all the books that they are definitely more in detail. There's probably like a lot more
Yeah, and
backstory
there's
and
probably
stuff like that.
changes and different things like that. So I definitely want to. That would be. I like doing it that way, like seeing like, okay, so what did the film change, and then I kind of go back and be like, oh damn, this was a good book. But I like doing it that way because sometimes when you read first, it's not that you ruin it, but sometimes they don't hit things the same way, so then you don't get that development. Like a lot of Harry Potter readers were like that, like especially with like the fourth one, they took out a lot of stuff from that book.
Oh, really?
And just to make the movie shorter, yeah. Because 4 is when the book started getting like really big, and 5 as well. And they took out a lot of stuff out of Order of the Phoenix and the Goblet of Fire to kind of just keep the movies a little more better paced. Where
Right.
6 and then parts 7 part 1, part 2, they kind of did everything they really could jam in there. Same thing with part 2, but like the other ones, they always took things out or changed things up. So I always like to just go into it fresh for sure, man. But yeah, man. And then we're getting to the big culmination of everything because they got Aegon. He's back home, and Alicent's like, all right, so here's the deal. Here's the dagger. You're the guy. You're the king. All right. But I need
Right.
to ask you a favor, Aegon. All right. Don't kill Rhaenyra. If they ask for your
right.
counsel and they want you to kill her, please do not do that. I am trying. A, she's my friend, and I think Alice is just holding on to that bond that they did have. And B, she just doesn't want the kingdom to go up in flames and dragons to be flying everywhere, blowing up everybody. Because she's
Yeah.
trying to avoid the war for the betterment of everyone, including herself. So it's like, it ain't going to be good for us, and it certainly ain't going to be good for anyone else. So I like that there's a bit of humanity to what she's saying, but at the same time, it's not going to be good for them. So
No.
she's trying to avoid this confrontation, which I do appreciate because it just makes logical sense. Whether she's a
sure.
good or bad person, I just like that the character's not like, fuck him, let's get him, It's like, because it makes more sense for her to be a ruler, to give a little bit of a shit about the people. And she's like, let's not rule that way, because Daemon, if he had his way, he was going to rule that way.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra was probably going to be kind of down with it because she's kind of got a little bit of a dark edge as well, but just hasn't done as much fucked up shit other than fucking around with people and lying about it. But other than that, I would say her promiscuous is probably the only downside to her so far that we've seen. So definitely on more on Rhaenyra's side, and then Rhaenys can't help but love her, and then she finally gets snuck out by that guy, like we mentioned, one of the King's Guard, whoever that was. We'll double back and check that out for next episode, so we can kind of tie up that loose end for all you guys out there. But yeah, Rhaenys sneaks out. She got her cloak on. It's like the MCU. You wear a freaking hat. Over here, you wear a cloak, and you get a hood on, and they don't know it's you. They don't know it's you. So then she's going through the crowd, and everyone's like, all right, come on, hurry up. We got the ceremony. Get your ass over there. So they all get into the ceremony, and this is where they're going to anoint the new king. And Otto Hightower, I got to say, the man can give a good speech, though. He's a good public speaker. And he's like, the king is now dead. But good news, Aegon will be the new king. And everyone's like, fuck yeah, fuck Rhaenyra.
They're all looking. Yeah, they had like a split. They're like, oh shit. Like they were just like, oh fuck, the king's dead. All right, well I guess there's another guy.
About time you got some sense.
Yeah, I guess
His head out
so.
his ass, yeah.
It's like there was something going on. I feel like some of the like probably the rumors with how like Aegon was within the streets, pretty much within the.
He in them streets, boy.
Yeah, like they're like. It's kind of like, I guess, like they're probably not on board, but with
100%. But they're like, well, at least it ain't a girl, I guess. So fuck it.
Yeah, like with their thought process, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know.
The guy, trust me.
Yeah.
I would trust Aemon a little more. He shows a little more resolve. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like
He'll fuck you up in a minute. He reminds me more of Daemon. That's what I think with Daemon. I think he'll fuck people up and he'll be a bit tyrannical at times, but I feel like at the same time, he's more fit to rule and understands the responsibilities that come with it. Aegon, I'm scared, bro. If he lives through the finale and he's king in season 2, I am scared.
I think I don't know if he'll be on the same level as Joffrey from Game
People
of
are
Thrones.
saying it seems like that's what they're setting him up to be. And
I
I
think-
know about that character because I heard he's like the most despicable of despicables.
Yeah, I don't like. That's when like the book readers were way able to clarify that. I don't know if he's
Right.
gonna be. If
We
he
don't know
will
the
die,
overall arc,
like,
but it looks like it. I can't see him 180ing, you know? I don't
Yeah.
see it. But
Think-
who knows? Who knows? They could swerve us.
it's like a wait and see.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, I
But
think
it
that's
don't
why.
look good.
Yeah, for sure. With that character, I think with him because he doesn't want. Aegon doesn't.
He's
he doesn't
kind
want
of
it.
embracing it in that ceremony though. So it looks like
Oh,
he might.
man,
be
he was all
changing-
feeling himself. Just
Yeah,
throwing
so
out
like,
his freaking
he might
sword
start
everywhere.
changing his mind, but going into it, he definitely was very hesitant and didn't want that responsibility.
Yeah.
Which is understandable because Rhaenyra's kind of like, she even said to Viserys at the end of the other episode, actually, we didn't talk about that off camera, but she was kind of like, I kind of regret you making me the heir of the throne, but too late now, so I'm gonna finish this thing. She kind of regrets it, so. And I think she didn't realize the treachery and the enemies and all this that were gonna come along with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She saw her dad just be happy-go-lucky all the fucking time. She forgot you're not him.
Yes,
You're a woman, okay? And you don't have the same temperament and personality that Viserys has. There's a lot of not like respect in the way they fear him, but there's a lot of respect for him as a person and a lot of like more goodwill there. Like people do listen to what he has to say. Like the townspeople just thought like, I don't know what the fuck's up with this Rhaenyra thing, but we love him. He keeps it safe. He keeps food on the table. So
Right.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but I'll go along with the ride. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have that. She doesn't have that. So it's going to be very interesting to see where all that shit goes, man. But then Rhaenys slips on out of there, and I was like, okay, something good about to go down here. I could feel it. And then he's
Yeah.
all, yeah, I'm the king, bitches. Yeah.
And he's all happy about
Yep.
it the whole time.
Like that dagger thing. Is that the same dagger Jon Snow, thing?
Oh, I believe so.
think so.
I gotta like a
What
lot of
years
the.
Game of Thrones stands, let us know, but I think it is. I think.
I gotta double back
Yeah,
on it.
but yeah, if we don't get a chance before we get on the next episode, let us know in those comments. We'd love to, because like I said, we're learning.
I need
y'all,
a,
you know what
I need a
mean?
refresher. If you guys
Yeah.
if you guys are on it with like the Game of Thrones, you guys
let
watch
us-
it before.
That's the whole thing, baby. We nerding out. You teach us as much stuff as we're telling y'all. So that's
Like
the
a-
whole thing. I really
Yes.
let us know. I really want to know because I think that is. I think it is.
I think it is too. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember
'Cause it
back.
had the same kind of like shape and everything, and then the whole like prophecy and her thinking it's him. So I was like, I
trying to remember
think
if it
it
wasn't
is,
even there.
but it could be like a different weapon that predates it. So it could be something else. But I
Man,
think
that's-
it was.
I
Think it was. It was either Aegon the Conqueror's like a different weapon from him or that. It's one of the two.
It's
But
like it's for sure. It's gonna be for sure to be determined because like that's the thing I'm trying to remember because like it's been like
It's been a minute since you watched obviously GOT, so it's like
it's
fuck.
like 4 or 5 years I think it was like
Damn.
since like it's when like the
I'm about to
season
get into
finale.
it next month after this thing wraps up for sure.
Dude, I might
so
just like I might just go
I'll-
watch it with you, dude. Like,
Hell
it's like
yeah,
I
bro.
don't even like.
Cool, like,
it's
let's
been
fucking do it.
so long since like I actually like seen.
Yeah,
like,
but I am
season
warning you.
8.
I'm going through the later stuff. I'm just warning you now. I'm gonna
Oh.
watch the whole thing because the last stuff I'm gonna expect it not to be as good, but I just want to know where everything goes because it's like it
Right.
could be different tie-ins and things like that. And I'm just so interested in this world. I just want to know how the story ends. I know a couple details and things of that nature. I know Homegirl goes cuckoo bananas out of nowhere and whatnot. I understand. But
Yeah.
I just want to see how it plays out and just see what the overall story is. Because hey, we can get a sequel series or something. We got a Jon Snow in the works, so I
Oh,
would
yeah,
like to
that's
kind of
right.
know where his story goes at least to know
Mm-hmm.
where that series is going to go. Because that's in the works for sure. They are doing a Jon Snow, I believe, sequel series. I don't think it's a prequel series, so I
It
would
has
like
to
to kind
be.
of know where the lore goes that way. But yeah, we'll keep y'all posted on that. We're gonna be definitely doing some Game of Thrones reviews on here when we wrap up this show. I'm definitely gonna do each season leading up to it. So all you GOT fans, stay tuned. November 2022 and beyond, we're gonna be covering that GOT for sure.
Yeah.
Probably once a month, once every other month. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be hitting you every week with the seasons, but it'll be out there, man. Like I'm gonna definitely do. It's is it seven or eight
For which one? For
seasons? Is it 7 or 8?
It's 8. I believe it was like 8
I
seasons.
believe it's 8, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna be doing the whole thing because I'm just uber curious, and we all know the earlier seasons are great, so it's gonna be a good time. But yeah, man. So then Rhaenys, she comes up with the motherfucking dragon and says, "What up, bitch? And then the
Yeah,
dragon's like
dude.
fucking up everything, and everyone's trying to run out of there and all this shit. And I thought she was gonna start freaking firing on fools right there. But I
thought you
like
said
the restraint
Dracarys
that she
on them.
shows, you know, like, haha,
Yeah.
bitch, I got a dragon, don't fuck with me. And I like how she turns towards Allison and everybody, and you think she's about to burn them down straight up, freaking Ghost Rider style. And then
Yeah.
he just growls at him, and then she just goes away, and she's like, remember that, bitch.
It's like,
And
remember,
she
I
leaves.
could have ended you guys this
Coulda
right here.
ended the Iron Throne and took that shit.
Yeah,
Remember that. And
which
I was
is
like, ooh.
It's such a
woohoo.
powerful moment because we only seen her throughout, like, kind of like sprinkled throughout the show, not
Yeah.
really having a whole lot to say until like the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, last
pretty
three,
much.
I would say. Yeah, like 7, 8, and 9. I love how, like, that quickly they can make you so invested in like, where she's going to go now. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm all in on this character.
Yeah,
And getting into the preview, as we see at the end of the episode there, Rhaenys goes to Rhaenyra directly and says, yo, the Greens are coming for you. We got to get ready. And I'm like, okay, so she's ready to go. Like, she
Ooh,
says,
yeah.
fuck these fools. Fuck you, I'm outie. Tell them something they don't know about me. They're coming. And I'm like, hell yes. Let's fucking go. And getting into that freaking preview, man, so much crazy shit's going down. We see all these dragons flying about. You see the big storm that all the book readers are hinting at all of us TV watchers only that some shit is about to go down.
Yeah,
Luke's up
dude.
in this thing fighting. Jace is up in here fighting. They ain't fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know where I don't know where Aemon and them sisters gonna be at, but she'll probably be trying to hide her face somewhere. And Aemon, you see him doing some shit, and I'm sure he's gonna be getting in on the action. Kristen, of course, you know what I mean? And Daemon looks like he's going to get a big ass dragon, and I'm gonna theorize he's stealing Aemon's dragon back. That's my theory.
Do you
'Cause
think
that dragon looked big as fuck.
that's a huge fucking That's another thing too. Here's the question: do you think he's gonna kill? There's gonna be a possibility that he's gonna kill Aemon getting the dragon and stuff like that. Do you feel?
Maybe. I wouldn't doubt it. But I
what
feel like most of these main cast are gonna live. Maybe one's gonna get got.
I think-
That's my guess. I think just one.
I feel like one of the kids for sure are gonna get killed. One of the strong
Between
the strong
Aemon,
boys.
Aegon, Jace, and Luke, you think one of the four, someone's getting got, or even the sisters too. Don't
Yeah.
forget about them.
I think for sure one of the kids are gonna get killed on either side.
I think so,
And that's
too.
gonna solidify that whole Team Black and Team Green, and that's gonna be
No
like
coming back. You killed my kid. No
yeah,
coming
you can,
back.
and that's gonna be the truth. Like, there's no way that they're gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry that I killed your son or your daughter. It's like, yo, no, fuck that, dude. What the fuck? You just end up
They-
killing.
Motherfuckers cut his eye, and Allison was almost gonna have some heads rolling. So,
Yeah, she
you
like
know,
she
and I
cut
like that though, because that's a mom. You know what I mean? So I was
that.
like,
That's
I
a
like
mother's
that.
love right there.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care how good or bad a character or person is, mom's gonna come at you. So that's good.
Fiercely
Writing, so.
too. That's what it's. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. One of the kids for sure is gonna die.
And that's gonna
And-
bring out the rage in Allison.
Yeah, and either Allison or Rhaenyra, like, it's gonna be like one of the two, and they're gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna ban our pretty much the banners for everybody in our team, and set up probably most likely it's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah,
that
the Civil
Civil
War's
War
officially begun.
conflict, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be, and you see like, and I believe in the preview you see like the map placed out, you see all like
Yep, yeah, they're making
all the
strategical
houses.
plans and shit. Like, okay, we're gonna come at him here and siege there. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, they're covering the grounds. They're like, okay, so what's their strategy here? And that's the thing I loved about the Game of Thrones. Like, when it was like pretty much House Stark versus House Lannister, the North and South, kind of like
Yeah,
battling
I
against
was
each
gonna say, I
other.
remember
That
one of
was
the big
like,
conflicts.
yeah, and I was like, okay, that was like, I loved, like, always loved like those conflicts within like that their Game of Thrones series. So it's gonna be cool to see that now in the season
Coming
2
into
moving
this
forward.
one. But it's
Yeah.
awesome how they took their time and built it out, and we
That's
got
what-
there eventually. And that's the thing I love with TV, and that's why I like TV more than movies sometimes, because
Mm-hmm.
you really get that full-on development and payoff, the middle, beginning, and end. You know what I mean? Sometimes with movies
For
you get that
sure.
great beginning, and then you get a great ending, but then sometimes the middle's a little rocky, or vice versa. And I'm like, yeah, that's the one thing I love with really great written TV. You really get that time to let the plot build in an organic way. They're not forcing anything. So by the time shit's hitting the fan, you done really built it up, man. And I think they did such a great job of that with this season, man. But yeah, any other details or anything you wanted to throw out there, man, before we wrap up this one?
I'm trying to think,
Yeah,
because
I
like,
don't think we missed anything big in the preview, but I'm just trying to be sure.
Yeah, no, like I think we covered like a lot from the preview. I think
Yeah,
it's
a
like
lot of
I
dragon shots, so we know,
lot,
man, shit's
yeah,
going down, son.
it's gonna. I actually can't wait to see. I'm like be pretty pumped to see what they're gonna do to
Fuck yeah,
conclude this
dude.
season. Because like right now, like House of the Dragon is such a pleasant surprise. Like I feel
For
like
real.
a lot of people are like we're kind of left in the sour taste with season 8 of Game of Thrones, and now like it's kind of like okay, we're coming back to like what we loved about Game of Thrones, and this is gonna be like with the Targaryens and stuff like that with their story. And there's already like I
A
think that like we
finished
mentioned
story
before,
and everything too, so you don't
yes,
have to
like
worry about what the fuck are they doing now. You know what I
yeah,
mean? George R. Martin, right?
yeah, I believe
He's
George R. R.
directly
Martin.
involved. We've seen him in the promos. He's right there. He's like, yeah, I'm with these guys. I like what these writers are doing, and I like that he's
Yes,
involved. And they better keep it that way because you gotta have that vision, and it's gotta come together, man. Or else you just,
yeah.
you don't want to squander this awesome franchise that could continue to keep going.
It definitely, definitely. I think that's like why the series is so good. Like the material is there. It's very passionate and very like, I guess well developed overall.
Yep.
With like how the characters are meant to be, how the story is supposed to be meant to be, and it's one of those pleasant surprises that like it caught me by surprise that I'm enjoying a lot. I'm glad that you're enjoying it too.
Hell yeah,
so
man!
you can
Like,
actually like
such a pleasant surprise, man. It's
be
like a whole
part of
new
that
world I
journey.
can dive into now. And it's
Yeah.
awesome because I've never been the biggest fantasy guy, but it's really cool getting to see what they're doing with Rings of Power, as really fleshing out Lord of the Rings in such a great way there. And I love getting to see that here. And it's great seeing fantasy finally getting taken seriously and beyond Game of Thrones and them growing this thing. And I think, hopefully we get even more fantasy stuff down the line, man, because they've been doing some great stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's right now. It's such a great time right now within the within like the series right now with like television.
yeah.
There's like there's like a lot of good television. There's also some television throughout this year. It was kind of iffy.
There's been
but
some
it's
mid-tier stuff for sure.
yeah, yeah. But it's I think right now for TV, it seems
It's been a
like
pretty damn good year, man. It's been
yeah,
a
not
pretty
too
damn
bad.
good. It's gonna be a tight race for that top 10, man. It's been a damn good year. And I
Yeah,
don't know where this is gonna be on the list. This is gonna be so hard to place.
yeah.
It's on there, but I don't know where I'm gonna place it because god
'Cause-
damn, this show is good.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for being as like the number one spot for me. It's like either one or
Whew.
top three for sure. Cause like the
Yeah.
boys too. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
dude, that
watching
was
the
just
boys, man.
I don't know how they continuously could just continue to get better with the storytelling and more shocking. I don't know how the hell they do that. Stranger Things said, "Hold my beer, I'm about to blow your fucking brains out with the awesomeness
one.
here." And I'm like, God damn! And then Peacemaker came out of nowhere and was way better than it had any business being. So
Yeah,
it's been a fucking
surprisingly.
phenomenal year, man. Andor's off to a great start.
So far, yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
another
saying?
one.
So yeah, so it's like there's a lot of really great stuff going on, and Rings of Power is pretty damn good too. So that could sneak up on the list, man. But yeah, like I said, man, very few misses in the TV world, man. But we want to hear from y'all down in the comments below. I want to know what y'all think. Your positives, your negatives, your mixed elements. All you book readers, give me all the details, man. Let me know where you think things are going to go for the finale. What do you think they're going to pull from? And let us know about the dagger. Is that the Jon Snow dagger? Is that Song of Ice and Fire? Or am I completely tripping and off the rails on that one? Let us know. We would love to get that information and everything, man. And just, drop in those comments, guys. We're having great discussions and all kinds of stuff. Horror movies. We've been having some good discussions with Andor.
Oh, yeah.
And everything like that. So we want to get into a discussion with y'all. Whether you hate it or love it, we just love getting into all that goodness, man. And I got to say, right before we sign off here, the only negative I have for this series is I think they need to age up these people a bit more.
You want
That's
to
all.
age him up?
Olivia Cook looks like she's the same age as her goddamn sons. It's like, god damn it, dude. She's a baby face like me. You can't do that. It's the only thing I don't
yeah.
like. I'm like, Kristen should have a gray going on here. And Rhaenyra, that girl is a little kind of older, so she kind of works. But Olivia Cook, you got to get some makeup on that girl, man.
Well, like maybe she has good genes. We don't know.
Bro,
There's-
I get it. I
Look
get
at
it.
Paul Rudd, bro. He looks
what?
exactly the same since he
ain't
was
lying.
fucking 20. Like maybe
You
like
ain't lying, dude.
slightly a little bit older, but like there's people who have good genes. They got good water. They're drinking Fiji water
I'll
every
let
day.
it pass, but next season she better get some gray or something, bro. I'm telling you, we better start seeing something, man. But that's a big nitpick for me, man. This has been a great show. Thank y'all
Right.
for tuning in each and every week if you have, and if this is your first time, we appreciate you equally as much. But make sure you stick around and click those subscribe buttons, man, so you don't miss any of the fandom frequency dopeness we got coming on, man. I was just telling Skippy off camera right before we went live, Tales from the Motherfucking Jedi, the new animated series, sort of
right.
anthology style, coming on Disney Plus next week. excuse me, we're going to be dropping that review by November 1st, so don't worry about that, y'all. We ain't going to miss no Star Wars goodness, but we got Andor running on and everything, and we got that spooky season on the tail end, so don't forget about the horror and Halloween goodness we're going to have for these next 2 weeks coming through, man. We're going to have plenty of that. The weekly recaps for Andor are going to be strong and steady all the way through to November, y'all, so don't be missing out on that. Black Adam, baby. Can you smell
Dude.
what The Rock is cooking, y'all? Black Adam, this Friday, we finally get The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, in the superhero realm. Henry Cavill looks like he's coming back, y'all. I think DC got their head out their ass, sort of. Man, great stuff. Aldous Hodge playing Hawkman. Black Hawkman. I never thought I'd say that shit. That's cool. And then we got motherfucking James Bond as Dr. Fate. It's a lot of great stuff. We're going to have that review dropping this weekend. Spoiler review dropping either Saturday or Sunday. We're going to record that bad boy on Friday, man, right after we see the movie. So it's going to be coming at you, but we're going to get you Saturday or Sunday so you have some chance to go out and see it. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but make sure you don't miss out on that, guys. We got a lot of great stuff coming for you, man. And our boy Miguelito, he's coming back home. In November, man. So we're going to have some cool stuff, guys. Samurai Jack's coming back, and he's going to join me on the ride for that. We got a lot of great stuff coming in from then for holiday season. We ain't slowing down. We ain't stopping no time soon, y'all. So make sure you don't miss any of that goodness, man. Any final words for the people, my man, before we sign off for the day?
Now, as always, be mentally, physically strong, and
Hell yeah.
have a great upcoming week.
Hell yeah, man. We're going to be seeing plenty of you around here, we hope. We love each and every one of you. Please be safe out there. Take care of your loved ones. Watch your kids' candy during the Halloween season, okay, guys?
Yes.
We had some weird stuff the other day on IG, so make sure you look out for that. Know a lot of young parents, know a lot of parents and stuff, you know. So just want to throw that out there for all my friends and colleagues out there, you know what I mean? Check that candy, y'all, for real, for real. And yeah, just have a great time, guys, and keep that positive mindset. And like my boy Skippy said, keep yourself mentally and physically strong. But that mental, baby, take care of your mental state, take care of your mental health. It's hard out here, y'all, and I'm with you. But make sure you keep it going, and we're going to be here for you guys. So until next time, make sure you stay tuned, you don't sleep, trick or treat, and don't smell no dragon's feet. And don't be beating off to Allison's feet either, okay? We already got somebody else doing that. You know I have to do it, dog.
You had to do it. My God.
I'm bringing it up.
I never were done.
Oh, you know I had to do it, y'all. But peace out, guys.
Peace.
You know I had to get you, man.